Hello people of the internet, and welcome back to another video on Sydney Retro MTB. I just thought I'd do a bit of a voiceover just to explain what's going on with this spare Jason McCroy frame that I had. Last year, possibly if you follow the channel and all the socials, you will know that I did the Jason McCroy trilogy builds to date. The only person in the world to actually do that. For the final build, which is Jason's downhill kamikaze bike, I actually had to source another frame which had a longer linkage plate on the back. Now, because this frame that I bought is a 20-inch frame and Jason's is smaller, I had to take the rear seat stay and chain stay off the Jason bike, the original Jason bike, because the linkage plate was pushing the shock mount and everything else out forward. So basically on Jason's build, it is the back end off this bike, and then I put the smaller back end from Jason's bike onto this bike. So this is why you'll also see the linkage in a slightly downward position instead of a horizontal position, and that is due to the seat stay and the chain stays being smaller. Now, I've had this in my spare room for well over a year now, and I thought I might as well do something with it for the channel. So this video is going to be a selection of old school parts to represent some of the parts on Jason's bikes, and then some slightly more modern Resto mod parts. So bit of a mismatch of parts, but this is obviously the great thing about building bikes. It's super fun. You can come up with any idea, create your own art with it basically, and just have fun with it. You know, I can't encourage you guys enough to do it. Anyway, sit back, enjoy the video, and you might get a few voice prompts throughout the video just to let you know what's going on. So enjoy, and I'll speak to you soon. So moving on to the bars. Now I use these bars on the Whistler Cycle Works Red Bull Blackwater AL500, which was lovingly named the Ghetto AF Mark IV, which did actually get the Vital MTB Bike of the Day. Now these are some old motocross bars, hence why I've got to use the shim on the core stem. You'll see here I'm getting the tape measure and measuring it all up. But the reason why I wanted to actually use these is because I remember seeing a picture of Jason years and years ago. This is from 1994, where this bike is a 95 model. So he was on a 94 bike, and yeah, he had moto bars basically. So even though these aren't red, this is why I actually put them on here, just a little bit of a nod to Jason's 1994 build. So we run into an issue here. The back end of the Avid trial line, the stem, if you want to call it that, or the stalk part of it, is catching on the brake arch on the Manitou forks. Now, later on in the video, I do actually space out the pads. So then the cable pull isn't actually allowing that to pass over the arch. Problem solved, but it was a bit of a head scratcher at first, and these are a pain in the bum to set up anyway. Like it's a really bad design, but once they work, they do work pretty well. So yeah, as you can see here, when I'm pushing it over, it is literally, I have to kind of force it past that. So there you go, there's a little click there. So we can't have that. Now on the next screen image here, you'll see that when I was actually taking these apart to see what was going on, I actually noticed a crack in the mounting hardware. Now I do have quite a few spares of these, even though they are quite rare. I bought quite a few of them when I was building up the 3 Jason McCroy bikes, and as you can see the crack on the inside there, so they have now been replaced, and yeah, because of the pad toe in there, it's not going to go past the arch. So as you know, with the previous Jason McCroy builds, when Jason was using the Avid trial lines, he used the Avid triangle to access the cable arch. Now I saw this photo on a German website years ago, and they had the Onza chill pills, and I've actually had these for about 4 or 5 years and never used them on a build, so I thought, why not, let's put them on here. They are a bit of a nightmare to fit up because I wanted the cable, the main pull cable, to fit flush on the back end of the chill pill instead of over the cable. So it is tricky to kind of get it through, but once that's done, it's actually really easy to set up from there.